Lucy, I didn't forget. I wrote this down for you. Lucy's kindergarten desk was too small for her dreams. Although that's always how it seems. She's left-handed, you see, so her words all look like one, but one day she stood tippy-toed. She wrapped her tiny hands around my earlobe, unconsciously forming the shape of a heart. She gave me hers. She whispered, "Imagine knowing you could outrun the birds. Imagine a world where elation was the sight of your mother's face, and devastation never got deeper than closing your eyes. Imagine fate that never touched down in a heart that could run for miles. Imagine smiles, soft tones, raspberry kisses like trombones, the tutorage of training wheels, and the promise of someday being able to soar through these concrete runways. Imagine kids eat for free days. Imagine living free for days, days that don't start with alarms, and nights full of dreams. Imagine dreaming before you've opened your eyes for the first time. Imagine needing only a breast to keep you satisfied. I guess some people never really grow old. I guess some people actually escaped out the window with Peter Pan. Imagine hands small enough to grab each star and carry it all the way to Neverland. Lucy wants you to understand. It's a good life. It's a good life. But imagine trying to make a masterpiece out of only those 3 crayons, let alone before the meal comes. Trying to pack all your dreams into 3-letter words. Imagine exiling your pacifier, only to have it take the next flight home. Imagine having your food take flight. Lucy thinks that is ridiculous. Imagine feeling like you could answer their prayers with your absence, as if your runny nose was only a nuisance, as if your midnight streak of brilliance was unwanted. Imagine existence at eye level to people's knees, knowing even mommy's buckle. Imagine high chairs when all you want to be is low. Nap time when all you want to do is go. Imagine her sorrow when she learned the best feeling this world has to offer was packed into only 4 letters. Love does not sit heavy enough on the tongue. Imagine having your "I love you" and "I'm hurting" sound like one. Imagine scraping your knee, feeling pain for the first time, not knowing its intended span of visitation, but riding with its stay, and then being told that you're okay, like, "I'm in pain. Lucy, stop crying. They hear you. Lucy, stop crying. They hear you. Lucy, stop crying. They hear you." She doesn't know the color of her eyes, but she calls each star by name. She doesn't own anything, she doesn't have to. She drew fire from only a flame. Her pride is that of a craftsman, watching this heaven she's carved out of hell, and for that, she'll never get a trophy, but she doesn't have a shelf. just a subway station spectator with her faithful disposition, watching this futile human race that she's won by forfeiting the competition. Hair blowing, it's her soul, dancing with God. He is the wind that is lifting her dress, and he sneaks to her smile, he visits her eyes, he resides to the left of her chest. And that dress, it hangs loose, just as free as her words, in which his wisdom has manifested. And they long for humble ears to receive, but our integrity's much too congested. She prays for us, but she won't hold her breath because she's floating up on cloud 9. And while we circle the drain with our needs and our blame, her words patiently wait for their time, she says. Simplicity offers such relief for those humble enough to comply, she says. The rich men pay taxes, the rest are in debt. Poverty is reserved for the wise. So tired. My eyes finally caved and wrote that lust poem. To the lower lashes, my cheeks stopped shooting for stars. Now they're only shooting glances at the other astronauts. I wear gravity like a wristwatch waiting for the moon rocks to fall from my 6 o'clock shoulders, for the supernovas to tell the sun, try rising a little slower, for the stars to dim their lights. Everything is bright when you're burnt out. Teach me how the candle wax copes post-flame. Does it lay praying for the weight to drip further to the floor, or does it mourn its glory days at the center of Earth's core? And if it does, has it tried the floor before? My feet are so heavy I leave fossils in my dreams, but still I count sheep backwards from 100 in threes, so I don't drift away, so I don't go extinct, so I don't miss my stop. Haven't stopped in years. I can't help but envy the perennials that only stand once a year. I can't help but pity the evergreens, but I think they're laughing at me. I'm so tired. My voice finally broke and my chest sunk and my neck has kind of crumbled, so my head looks really long, and I'm waiting on the sun for the moon to come, but it's late. It's late. And I'm tired. Hey, brown eyes. Or blue eyes. Or maybe green eyes, but my guess is brown eyes. Hey, brown eyes. You sleep like an angel. My shoulder was specifically sculpted at an angle to fit your head like a glove. I could catch you like a fly ball and I'd still run all your bases. Baby, you are a home run. Hey, brown eyes. Your lips are missing a part. They hang at a distance just deep enough to tremble with every transverse train track that hits. Let me fill you to the brim. Let me poem you a smooth ride home. Let me finger paint my leftovers into the back of your coat and leave a note that says, I hope this keeps your heart warm because you're leaning on the window. Sugar, slide over. There's an empty seat. And there is nothing noble about being lonely. See, nobody told me, maybe nobody really knows, but I've yet to find a limit on I love yous. And love does not diminish in thickness regardless of how many places you spread it. There is no extra credit for doing this alone. And although we're running around all the time, it doesn't mean there needs to be a winner. It doesn't mean that we can't tie. There's no pride in lonely nights. Just like there is no shame in searching for spots of your soul stored somewhere in lovers' linens or in mothers' kitchens, we separate by supposition, but nowhere is it written that there is any shame in Sunday night sleepovers or any strength in self-casted shadows. My God, your shadow must have the sidewalk kicking itself. Hey, brown eyes, when it comes time to go, don't. Sit with me past the ACC stop. Walk with me past the grandstands. Hold my hand. Watch my tongue. Whisper all my unsaid love notes. My 80 years of unspent river tears and pent-up passion blows. I've got so much left to give, but on time I'm running low. So when it comes time to go, don't. Let me poem you my city. I'll carve street lamps out of alliterations, carve stoplights out of rhymes. Let us skip through the pauses like puddles. Turn my voice cracks into paradise. And when I ask you into my metaphorical bedroom, at least kiss my blabbering mouth goodnight. At least tell me you're in love with my rhymes. At the very least, show me your eyes. See, the thing about us, we are everything on high. We are bullets and wind chimes. We are the tired eyes watching the sunrise for the umpteenth time, stuck somewhere between wonder and debasement. We are airport embraces and doctor's office tears, the shoulder tension of soldiers at attention. We are fighting for air. We are corner store prayers, candy store passion. We are satellite wishes, tiptoe mistletoe kisses, a royal flush hand, winner takes all. We are small, but we're small like a star to a solar system. We have no idea what is burning inside of us, but it's lighting up the whole world. We are small. But we're small, like a stone skipped across the sea. We barely scrape the surface, but you can still see the ripples. What if the tide keeps changing and we don't? What if the train gets to the station before we're ready to go? What if we're just going in circles? When we all have places to be, I swear I've seen that tree before. What if we're all just going in circles? What if we were never meant to arrive? Maybe that's why our heads are spinning. How do we know when to die? We are magicians' assistants. We set 6 o'clock alarms. We wake to make a killing by squeezing ourselves into tiny spaces. First a classroom, then a cubicle, then a bio on a headstone. What if the chisel had been softer? Would we die unknown? The thing about us is we are everything on high. But we are nothing if we can't enjoy the ride.